Natasha McLaren Jones, MLC, representing the Premier of New South Wales, Honourable Barry Farrar, and Honourable Minister Dominelli, Mr. Charles Kazushevi, MP, Your Grace Irene, Bishop of the Metropolitan of Australia and New Zealand of the Serbian Orthodox Church, Commissioner Michael Christodoulou, my dear colleagues from Diplomatic Corps, members of the Serbian Orthodox clergy, distinguished guests, dragi prijatelji, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honor and pleasure to welcome you all to the celebration of the National Day of the Republic of Serbia. Thank you for joining us for such important occasion. The National Day of the Republic of Serbia, 15th of February, is also a religious holiday for our nation. On that day, 2 centuries ago, in 1804, Serbian people began to struggle to free their land from the occupator and realize the cherished dream of freedom and statehood. After a long battle, we have succeeded, and on the Sretenia Day in 1835, the first constitution of Serbia was adopted. Dear friends, the Republic of Serbia has endured very difficult times in the last 2 decades in its otherwise turbulent history. Consequences are still apparent today. Serbia is making great effort to overcome the ominous legacy of the past, to improve its international reputation and quality of life for its citizens. Today, it's a modern country which conducts extensive reforms of all areas, but primarily the economic sector in its strategic preference to become a full member of the European Union. After applying for the status of a candidate in December 2010, we expected the EU Council will reach their decision in March of this year and formally assign Serbia this status and start a session of negotiations. Serbia wants to solve the very difficult and painful issues in its southern province of Kosovo and Metohija, which, as you may well know, has one-sidedly proclaimed independence. This act has been supported by part of the international community. However, Serbia has understandably resolved not to accept or plan on accepting such an act. Our desire is for a peaceful, democratic, and most of all diplomatic way of finding a permanent and sustainable solution to the question of Kosovo, and with this in mind, we have accepted negotiations with Pristina. We are doing this with sincere intent to bring a peaceful resolution into reality. There is a dialogue in motion with full cooperation of the international community, which is now aware of the clearly defined lines that Serbia will not cross. I sincerely encourage the possibility of finding means to satisfy all the parties involved and eventually put this incredibly challenging political problem to rest. Dear distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, bilateral relations between Australia and Serbia are traditionally good and constantly improving. There are, according to the latest national census, around 97,000 citizens who have declared themselves Serbs, meaning that they speak Serbian language in their home. There are estimates that the actual number is even greater than the official records there. Most of them have dual citizenship and therefore are bridges that join our two nations. They are the proudest ambassadors of Serbia in their new homeland. All of my colleagues who do brilliant work for various Australian institutions invariably agree that Serbs in Australia are law-abiding citizens, good-natured and loyal workers and family people who cherish and maintain the best of friendships with their neighbors, but who do not forget their origins, culture and traditions of their forefathers. I personally deeply believe in the righteousness of multicultural policy in Australia and persistent efforts to harmonize relations, promote closeness and tolerance between numerous people that live here. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great pleasure to inform you that the Deputy Prime Minister of the Republic of Serbia is here for a formal visit to Australia, and that a few hours ago the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding has taken place in Canberra. This document is the basis of mutual cooperation in the aim of prevention and prosecution of all kinds of criminal activities. Again, this proves the necessity and desire of our two nations to build further on bilateral relations in all areas. There are ample opportunities for this to happen, and I wish to make it clear that my co-workers and I will invest utmost efforts in making contribution to this goal. Esteemed guests, in Serbia we have a custom of wishing our guests to feel at home. Today, thanks to the organization and catering provided generously by the members of the Serbian diaspora from the Association Serbian National Defense, for which we are wholeheartedly thankful, I would like to say to all of you, please feel at home. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in a toast to Her Majesty, the Queen Elizabeth II, and the prosperity to all the people of Austria.
My name is Natasha McLaren-Jones, and I'm here representing the Premier, the Honourable Blair O'Farrell, and also the Minister for Citizenship and Communities, the Honourable Victor Dominello. It's an honour and a privilege to be here, and thank you very much. I'm looking forward to the rest of the evening. I do have a message on behalf of the Premier and the Minister. Annual celebrations, like this evening's National Day reception, demonstrate your continued pride and appreciation in your unique cultural heritage. February 15 is an important day for the Serbian people. It marks a turning point in your country's history. The day when, after years of turmoil and uncertainty, the modern nation-state of Serbia was formed through perseverance and hard work by all Serbian people. A day when you achieved independence, freedom, and liberty. Values Australians share with Serbia. Like so many others, Serbians have immigrated to Australia. They have brought these values with them, along with their unique culture and traditions. The O'Farrell government remains committed to enabling the Serbian community to participate in Australia and enhance their quality of life. Since the first wave of Serbian immigrants in the 1940s, your community has developed into a well-established, respected and integral part of the Australian society. And here in New South Wales we have close to 35,000 Serbians. Serbian Australians have contributed to all walks of life, be it academia, politics, business or sport. And I know Serbians will play a continued important role well into the future. On behalf of the Premier and also the Minister, again I thank the Consul General for having me here this evening and for hosting this very important event. And finally, I also wish all of you the very best in the coming years as you come forward to celebrating 80 years of independence. Thank you very much.
The Queen.
Very similar in nature, in a reasonable. South Americans